During my flight to Montana, I wound up purchasing the on-flight Wi-Fi in hopes of finding and researching new topics for the channel. I kept coming across the subject of full stop punctuation, which I do plan on going more in depth about at a later date. But it happened to lead me to some of the dark corners of YouTube. Channels that had been deleted right after I spotted them, links to videos hidden on Twitter, and disturbing stories that, in the blink of an eye, could have the documentation of it erased. This video came to me after an anonymous account had followed me on Twitter. Unfortunately, I didn't get any screenshots of the user before the account was terminated. One of the tweets put out by the user brought me to a case from earlier this year that I actually hadn't heard of, and it leaves me dumbfounded when I read the reason as to why the whole thing started. In the winter, a lot of neighbors have the smallest disputes over snow removal. And on February 1st, 2021, another one of these disputes happened between two neighbors, Jeffrey Spaide and James Goy. After a heavy snowfall due to a snowstorm in Plains Township, Pennsylvania, Spaide began an argument with Goy over where they'd been putting the excess snow. The argument turned sour after James, along with his wife Lisa, began berating Spaide with insults and vulgarities, stating that they didn't care where they were putting the snow on Spaide's property.
Motherfucker! Fuck you! Fuck you, you fucking scum! I'll make your life a living hell living here, dickhead! What? You heard me! Fuck you, you fucking scum! You would probably...
You're the fucking scumbag!
No,
You don't fucking bother with nobody!
He's got a gun behind him! He's a fucking scum! You're a pussy! Fuck you! Pussy, pussy, pussy!
Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead!
Spaide, a former naval damage controlman, responded to the insults and beratement by running back into his house, avoiding the confrontation. And it's then that our security footage of the situation goes dark. Tired of the Goy family ignoring his requests, Spaide turned to violence, returning to the Goys who were still berating him outside his home. He brandished a handgun and fired off warning shots, before then turning the gun onto James and his wife Lisa. He shot James point blank before he began to run away. Spaide immediately turned his gun onto Lisa Goy, shooting her repeatedly and even walking up to her, attempting to shoot her in the face. As Spaide runs inside, neighbors go towards James and Lisa to help, but they immediately run away after Spaide returns with a rifle. Before firing, he says, "You should have kept your mouth shut, bitch," before shooting Lisa and James dead in the street with that rifle. It didn't take long before police arrived to find that Spaide had taken his own life with the rifle in his home. Police determined that 15 to 20 rounds were fired on the scene during this incident. An unnecessary and disturbing loss of life over something so trivial as snow on someone's property. The video itself captured on the Goy family security system leaves a scarring crimson stain on the snow-covered landscape for years to come.
Alright, hello everyone out there in YouTube land.
Lately, a subreddit by the name of DPH has been circulating. Essentially, people are chasing a high because of Benadryl and basically destroying their lives over an antihistamine. This brought me to more, let's say, influenced sides of Reddit and YouTube. While the DPH subreddit is a story for another time, because trust me, there is a lot of things wrong with it, it led me to a bunch of posts linking to others, until I eventually came to this link here on a YouTube channel by the name of Noah Martin. Researching the link brought me to a small description on the Nexpo subreddit of all places, by a user named CumSquat4201, stating, "Somebody want to check this channel out for me? I stumbled into a rabbit hole that left me on a video of several people all in a house, harassing one person in particular who was under the influence of Datura. After looking into the channel, there's several videos interviewing a man named Jack who's convinced he has Morgellons disease, and has videos of people cutting things out of his body. I can't bring myself to watch the videos. Are they actually removing anything, or is this just a sad house of crazies?" After watching these videos myself, one thing is made pretty clear earlier on. These people are not shy about sharing their drug trips. Surprisingly, this channel has a video with views in the 200,000s range, and surprisingly nothing has been done about this channel. It seems that it's owned by someone else, but it showcases an elderly man named Jack, who believes he has a rare skin disease known as Morgellons disease, in which fibers supposedly sprout from your skin and can cause lesions shown as, well, similar to the picture on screen. Now, I was able to find one study regarding the authenticity of this disease, but it's still up for debate as to what causes these lesions, as the website doesn't appear to be a credible source at all. Some cases seem to contain the patients having psychosomatic symptoms, or there just doesn't seem to be enough evidence that isn't attributed to some other underlying condition. On this channel, we see Jack undergo home surgery in which someone is taking tools and cutting into his skin to extract fibers. And no, I'm not going to show you it for obvious reasons. Just know that yes, there's a lot of blood, and no evidence of fibers or anything being removed from his skin is shown. However, Jack and his friend really seem convinced that they're genuinely removing some kind of unwanted ailment from his skin. Now, purely off of evidence alone, this channel is simply an anomaly. After all, it shifts from people being recorded while having a psychoactive trip. Suddenly, a UFO discovery video that is clearly a plane is on there. And now a man removing things from his skin that don't appear to exist? That leads me to kind of the heartbreaking truth of what this channel seems to be. This is the tale of a man finally losing his mind due to drugs damaging his brain. Multiple sources claim that the people on this channel are actually under the influence of a drug called Datura. Datura is a genus of 9 species of poisonous plants belonging to the same family as the nightshade. It is extremely poisonous, but in extremely small doses it is used as a psychoactive drug that reportedly causes some of the most negative experiences you could ever endure. Many who have written about its effects note that shamans used it for ritual purposes, but have since moved away from it as it is extremely easy to harm someone using it, even in doses as small as 100 milligrams. Those who have tried to use it have been documented online as having the darkest and worst experiences of your life. I followed 3 tall shadowy figures through what I thought was a cave until I was suddenly completely submerged in a local lake at 3 in the morning. I remember being unable to swim, then being in a hospital. I still have no idea who was there at that time or how I was saved. That memory still gives me the creeps. My old roommate once got dropped off by her friends after taking Datura. Me and the other roommate watched her for the rest of the night while she sat in the bathtub rubbing a shampoo bottle, shrieking and weeping about being blind. Yeah, I'll pass. I think it's safe to say that Jack and his friends, and anyone who may have been in the initial video, were under the influence of Datura, and unfortunately for Jack, it seems to have affected his mind to a point of no return. In the comments section, one of the commenters with a similar name to the one featuring Jack's videos posted an update saying that he had actually passed away in February of 2020. Unfortunately, I couldn't locate any more information about Jack at this time, but many theorize he may have also suffered from delusions of parasitosis, or the false belief that one has a parasite living in them. I personally don't think it's too far off, especially because he's disappeared and we only have these videos of him digging stuff out of his skin. But I do think it has something to do with his drug abuse. This channel serves as a cautionary tale, a warning to those who think it's okay to experience the danger that so many have warned against. I cannot stress enough how dangerous this drug truly is, and if you used it like Jack, you are more than likely come to regret every decision that you made to get where you are now, thanks to a flower simply known as the gateway to hell. I honestly wish that this entry was about Nicolas Cage's movie of the same name, but unfortunately that isn't the case. If there's one thing that everyone knows about online, it's very easy to come across some rather unsavory videos while searching online. I just so happened to come across quite possibly two of the most gruesome cartel videos I've ever seen. The first is simply known as Funkytown. It's probably one of the most depraved acts ever caught on a cartel camera, and that's saying a lot. This video isn't a new one, but the impact behind it, I'll be honest, this isn't something anyone should have to see. This video is so notorious, it's made many gore fiends sick to their stomach, and now after seeing clips myself, I can say that if I had eye bleach, I would use it immediately. Instead of making you all witness this just pure expression of evil inhumanity, I'm just going to do my best to describe it to you. But if you are squeamish, this is the time to end the video. As far as I can find, the story comes from the Mexican cartels. There are 3 versions of this story I found attributing the killing in this video to different organizations in Mexico. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, the Juarez Cartel, and the Michoacan family. However, none of these one syndicates can be solely linked to this video. What is certain is that the men in the video engaging in the depravity are heard saying, "You shouldn't have come over here," according to users on multiple forums. The video starts and yeah, it's already extremely gruesome. A man with his hands removed and his face removed lay on a tile floor covered in blood. Music plays in the background throughout the video as multiple men attack the man's throat with assorted blades. Throughout the video, screaming and gurgling can be heard until the end, which is ended with the song Funkytown by Lips Inc. playing in the background. Yes, this is the shortened and tamed version of a 2-minute video that didn't end with the man's death. He was alive during the entire process of the filming of this video. The second video is not much better either. It's been covered by a few other great sources here on YouTube. but it's hard not to talk about when coming across the topic of cartel videos. The Jalisco New Generation Cartel had managed to kidnap a man nicknamed the Ghostrider from one of their rival cartels, also known as the United Cartels. After taking him back to a ranch, the group began to torture him over the course of 3 days as a message to their rivals. After beating and torturing him, they doused his head with alcohol and set it alight. The fire burns through the man's skin, disfiguring him and opening wounds on his head as he screams to be put out of his misery. The 1.5-minute long clip only ends after they show the charred remains of his face, holding him up by his neck to get a camera angle of the damage they caused him over multiple sessions of burning him alive. The man hasn't been identified to the public as of this video, and the story attached to the video seems to be that the man in the clip was tortured using his own favorite method that he gave to his own victims. Whether this is true or not remains to be unknown. After seeing these in their entirety, I can safely say I'm probably banned from any airplane Wi-Fi in the near future, and I'm definitely postponing a future trip to Mexico after watching these videos. The world is a dark and disturbing place. This is only but a fraction of what we could possibly find daily online. From the melting of a mind to all-out gang warfare, the horrors of humanity and reality are easily found one click away, if you know where to look. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing to see the next upload. Remember that you're loved, and I look forward to broadcasting to your screens again next time. Sleep tight.